a billionaire businessman, a reality TV star, the 45th President of the United States, loved by millions, hated by many, controversial, unpredictable, and unapologetic. Donald John Trump is a man who has shaped modern America in ways no one could have imagined. But who was the boy behind the empire? What forged the man who would one day occupy the White House? This is the story of Donald John Trump, from a millionaire child in Queens to the most polarizing figure in U.S. history. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, at Jamaica Hospital, in the borough of Queens, New York City. He was the fourth child of Fred Trump, a wealthy real estate developer, and Mary and MacLeod Trump, an immigrant from Scotland. Growing up in a 23-room mansion in Jamaica Estates, Trump's life was far from ordinary. By the age of 8, he was already a millionaire in today's money, receiving an annual allowance equivalent to $265,000. But despite the wealth, his childhood was far from easy. Described as a difficult child, he was strong-willed and ambitious even at a young age. Trump began his early education at the private Q Forest School before being enrolled in the New York Military Academy for grades 8 through 12. Here, discipline and competition were instilled, shaping his desire to win, a theme that would define his entire life. The academy pushed students into sports, military drills, and leadership exercises, molding a young man who thrived on challenge and authority. After high school, Trump briefly considered a career in show business, but wanted to stay closer home. He enrolled at Fordham University in 1964. Here, he joined the Reserve Officers Training Corps for a year, attending classes in military uniform, but eventually dropped out. Sports also did not come naturally. Football ended after a few weeks, and squash and tennis were mediocre pursuits. Instead, it was golf, introduced by friends, that caught his attention. In his junior year, Trump transferred to the prestigious Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Weekend visits to his father's office in Manhattan gave him a first-hand look at the real estate business, and by 1968, he graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. Though he was never at the top of his class, Trump had already set his sights on the empire he would one day build. Skyscrapers, hotels, casinos, and an unmistakable personal brand. Influenced by his father Fred and the family's pastor, Norman Vincent Peale, Trump learned early the lessons of ambition, confidence, and self-promotion. Lessons that would propel him into the worlds of business, television, and eventually politics.
Donald Trump wasn't satisfied with Manhattan alone. In 1984, he entered the casino business, opening Harrah's at Trump Plaza in Atlantic City. Over the next decade, he acquired Trump's Castle and the Trump Taj Mahal, funded by hundreds of millions in loans and junk bonds. The ventures were bold, ambitious, but they came with enormous risk. Between 1991 and 2009, 6 of Trump's businesses filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Despite losing control of some properties, Trump always managed to avoid personal bankruptcy, proving his ability to survive financial storms and turn setbacks into new opportunities. Beyond casinos, Trump expanded into golf and luxury estates. In 1985, he purchased Mar-a-Lago, later converting it into an exclusive private club. By 2016, he owned 17 golf courses, a portfolio that showcased both wealth and personal branding. Trump also ventured into licensing, entertainment, and education. He licensed his name to real estate projects worldwide, producing Miss Universe pageants, and founded Trump University, which offered real estate seminars, though not without controversy. Lawsuits and settlements followed, but the ventures kept his name in the spotlight. Through licensing, side businesses, airlines, and stock deals, Trump created an empire that extended far beyond buildings. His wealth was immense, his risks audacious, and his public image larger than life. By the early 2000s, Donald Trump had transformed from a New York real estate heir into a global brand, a man who could survive lawsuits, bankruptcies, and controversies, all while keeping the world watching. In 2016, outsider Donald Trump defeated Hillary Clinton, promising to make America great again. He brought a bold, business-driven approach to the presidency, breaking traditional political norms. Domestic policies. Trump moved fast, implementing a travel ban, expanding the border wall, and enforcing strict immigration policies that sparked intense national debate. Economically, he slashed regulations and signed major tax cuts to favor American industry, despite criticism from environmentalists. He also reshaped the federal courts, appointing 3 Supreme Court justices and securing a long-term conservative judicial legacy. Under America First, Trump exited the Paris Climate Accord and the Iran deal, while sparking a trade war with China to renegotiate global standing. The 2020 pandemic tested his leadership. Trump prioritized economic reopening over health restrictions, leaving the country deeply polarized despite massive financial relief efforts. Trump's term was marked by 2 impeachments, one for abuse of power and another following the January 6th Capitol attack. Though acquitted twice, his combative style transformed the GOP. Bold and polarizing, Trump's first term fundamentally altered the landscape of American politics.
After his 2020 loss, Donald Trump didn't fade away. He ignited a historic post-election controversy. Alleging fraud, his rallies led to the January 6th Capitol attack, a moment that shocked the world and tested U.S. democracy. His post-presidency began stormily. Trump became the first president impeached twice, facing charges for incitement of insurrection, though the Senate acquitted him again. Legal battles soon followed. In 2023, Trump was found liable for sexual abuse, defamation, and business fraud. By 2024, he became the first president convicted of a felony, 34 counts of falsifying business records. Yet, he remained undeterred, navigating these challenges with the same resilience that built his empire. Despite mounting lawsuits and criminal charges, his influence endured. Over 550 lawsuits challenged his administration's actions, from targeting opponents to mass deportations, alleging numerous civil and constitutional violations. In an unprecedented comeback, Trump defeated Kamala Harris in 2024. As the 47th president, he immediately asserted his authority. He initiated mass federal layoffs, imposed record global tariffs, and signed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Critics labeled his second term authoritarian, citing his aggressive executive orders, mass deportations, and targeting of political rivals. Trumpism continued to define the GOP. His approach remains a flashpoint, hailed by supporters as bold and decisive, but condemned by critics as divisive and dangerous. From Queens to the White House, Trump's life is a saga of ambition and controversy. His impact on business and politics is undeniable. The world continues to react to his every move. Donald Trump, a man who defied odds and reshaped modern America. For better or worse, the story is far from over. Donald Trump's journey spans extremes, from real estate heir to global brand, TV star, and 2-time president. His life is defined by ambition, controversy, risk, and resilience. Reshaping business, politics, and media, his mark is undeniable. Viewed as a bold disruptor by supporters and divisive by critics, his actions from the boardroom to the Oval Office have sparked historic legal battles and intense debate. Trump's legacy lies in how he transformed politics and challenged norms, inspiring both fervent loyalty and fierce opposition. His story continues. As the world watches, history is still being written. Donald Trump, a name, a brand, and a phenomenon, remains one of modern history's most consequential figures.